You're not poor because you don't work hard. You're poor because of a program running in your mind. It has nothing to do with your paycheck and everything to do with the frequency running in the back of your mind like a silent virus. You've been told that if you just work harder, save more, or get a better degree, the numbers will finally change. But have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others work twice as hard just to stay broke? It's because poverty isn't a life circumstance you're stuck in. It's a subconscious program you were trained to broadcast before you even learned how to read. You are currently operating on a hidden script, an invisible broadcast that is literally repelling the very abundance you claim to want. If you feel like you're running on a treadmill exhausted, but staying in the exact same place, financially, it is because your internal frequency is set to a state of lack. This video is the manual to override that system. We are going to close the loop on why 99% of people stay trapped in the rat race and reveal the ancient psychological secret to finally breaking that cycle for good. To understand why your bank account looks the way it does, we have to look past the spreadsheets and into the energetic and mental roots of your struggle. Our external reality is nothing more than a high-definition mirror reflecting our internal resonance. If your internal world is cluttered with fear, your external world will be cluttered with bills. This isn't just modern psychology. This is a timeless truth found in Krishna's philosophy. Thousands of years ago, it was taught that the mind is a tool that either builds a palace or a prison. Most people are living in a psychological prison without even realizing they hold the key. This poverty frequency you're experiencing is actually a feedback loop, a constant repetition of inherited words, generational habits, and cultural limitations that have been handed down to you like an old, tattered coat. You've picked up the financial anxieties of your parents, the scarcity mindset of your teachers, and the struggle is noble narrative of your culture. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna highlights this intense internal struggle, explaining that for those who have not conquered the mind is the greatest enemy. Think about that for a second. Your own thoughts might be the very thing sabotaging your promotion, your business, or your savings. When you haven't mastered your mental frequency, you remain trapped in a cycle of lack, regardless of how much money you actually make. You could win the lottery tomorrow, but if your frequency is still tuned to broke, you will find a way to lose it all within a year. That is the power of the program. It dictates your habits, your reactions to opportunities, and even the way you speak about money. To break the loop, we first have to decode exactly how this frequency manifests in your daily life. The first step to freedom is realization. You need to see the bars of the cage before you can walk out of them. There are 5 specific red flags that prove your mindset has been rigged against you. The first is what I call the guilt tax. Have you ever finally treated yourself to something nice maybe? A dinner or a piece of tech you've wanted for months only to feel a sudden, sharp pang of anxiety the moment you swiped your card? That guilt is the frequency of lack telling you that you don't deserve nice things or that the money won't come back. The second flag is the moral trap. This is the deep-seated, often unconscious belief that rich people are greedy or that money is the root of all evil. If your subconscious associates wealth with being a bad person, it will protect your goodness by making sure you never stay wealthy. You will literally repel money to stay virtuous in your own head. Then there is the phenomenon of financial leakage. This is one of the most frustrating signs of a rigged frequency. It's that feeling that the moment you finally get a little bit ahead, maybe a bonus at work or a tax refund, something unexpected immediately breaks. Your car needs a new transmission, the roof leaks, or a medical bill appears out of nowhere. This isn't bad luck. It's your subconscious returning you to the level of financial discomfort it feels safe in. The fourth sign is professional shrinking. This is when you downplay your skills, hesitate to ask for a raise, or undercharge for your services because you don't truly believe your time and talent are worth the high-ticket price. Finally, there is the chaos magnet effect. You constantly find yourself in high-stress, low-reward situations. You attract clients who don't pay on time, jobs that drain your soul for pennies, and opportunities that turn out to be dead ends. You are attracting these because they match the chaotic, low-value frequency you are currently broadcasting. Now that we have identified the poverty frequency and the red flags that keep you trapped, it's time to talk about the antidote. This isn't about working more hours. It's about a total psychological recoding. In ancient wisdom, this is achieved through the power of sankalpa. A sankalpa is not a New Year's resolution or a vague wish. It is a vow, a concentrated seed of pure intention planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious mind. Most people fail because they set goals from a place of desperation. They say, "I want to be rich because I'm tired of being poor." But the brain only hears the word poor, and it continues to broadcast that frequency. To break the loop, you must use the Krishna method to shift your identity from the inside out. You have to stop being the person who is trying to get rich and start being the person who creates immense value. When you move with the energy of a sankalpa, you are essentially telling the universe and your own nervous system that your success is already a settled fact. This requires a radical shift in your internal money mantras. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," which literally shuts down your brain's problem-solving capabilities, you must pivot to, "How can I create the value necessary to exchange for that?" This simple linguistic shift moves you from a passive victim of your bank account to an active creator of your economy. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are commanding your mind to find the frequency of abundance. However, the secret sauce to making this work is a concept many find difficult: detachment. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna famously teaches that you have a right to your labor, but never to the fruits of your labor. In a modern U.S. context, this means that being obsessed with the paycheck or the outcome actually signals a state of lack to your subconscious. When you are desperate for a result, you are broadcasting the frequency that you don't have it yet. By detaching from the outcome and focusing entirely on the excellence of your work and the service you provide to others, you ironically attract the rewards much faster. This is the law of circulation. You must be willing to give freely, whether it's your knowledge, your time, or your resources, to keep the energy of wealth flowing through you rather than getting stuck behind a dam of fear. This brings us to our final phase, the Transformation Challenge. Information without application is just a distraction. To truly break the 99% program, you have to prove to your subconscious that the old rules no longer apply. I'm challenging you to a 7-day belief burn. For the next week, I want you to carry a notebook or use your phone to catch yourself every time an inherited money lie pops into your head. Every time you think money is hard to come by, or I'm not the kind of person who makes 6 figures, stop, write it down. Then immediately rewrite it into a statement of power. If the old belief was money is scarce, the new truth is my capacity to create value is infinite. By physically writing these down, you are engaging in a motor sensory act that helps bridge the gap between your conscious desire and your subconscious programming. You are literally overriding the silent virus that has been running in the background of your life. Remember, the universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. If you want to see a change in your external world, you must become the person who is psychologically and energetically ready to handle abundance. As we close, reflect on this. The soul is not restricted by the limitations of the material world unless the mind believes it is. It is time to clear the static and tune back into your own power. Comment below with the one old money belief you are officially releasing today. Name it, claim it, and leave it here. Let's break the loop together. You don't need more money. You need a new identity. Because the life you want is already waiting, but only for the version of you who's ready to receive it.